I want to thank you all for coming this afternoon for this really exciting occasion. We're come together this afternoon at the Barelas Community Center to unveil our after-school meals program. And this program is a joint venture, a public partnership between the City of Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, and we've had some great input from Appleseed, Jenny Ramo, and so I'm just very excited to be here. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker. Mayor R.J. Berry has been it's been my distinct honor and pleasure to work for Mayor Berry. With his leadership, he allows us to come together and work on innovative ways to solve problems in our community. And because of his leadership, we feel free to go out and take on some risks and some challenges. And as a result of that, we're having a wonderful event today. And without any further ado, let me introduce Mayor R.J. Berry.
Thanks, Doug. Well, how are our students tonight?
Good.
Good? So I met a bunch of you already, and I know we've got first grade. Raise your hand if you're first grade. You got kindergartner here. I met a kindergartner. A bunch of third and fourth graders? You third and fourth grade? How cool is that? Well, we're glad you're here. I asked some of the students if they'd ever been to a press conference before, and they said no. So this is what it looks like when we have folks like us. We have elected officials and people that work for you. We all work for you, including myself, and we're here to talk about this food program and why it's so important. And I just want to say some thank yous to some folks before we do this. Robin Otten was my original director of Family and Community Services. She did so many. She really instigated the Albuquerque Heading Home project with my administration, with myself personally, and she's done a wonderful job with that. Doug Chaplin is our current director. Doug's just doing wonderful work. As Doug mentioned, Jenny Ramo from Appleseed, she's their executive director. She's doing so many wonderful things around town, including really bringing everybody together on a project like this. But she did the Playhouse project recently. You probably heard about that. Just really out there doing wonderful things in our community. So Jenny, thank you so much. And Commissioner Hart, Stebbins, thank you for your leadership as well. This is a great collaborative between the city and the county. So why are we doing this? We're doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, we work for these students. This is our boss. We want to make sure that our students have every advantage that we can possibly give them as they go through life. And one of those advantages is to have not just a meal, but a nutritious meal. And we have issues with food insecurity in this nation. We have issues with obesity and health issues. And so to have a healthy meal on a regular basis to make sure that everybody has the jet fuel that they need to go fast in life is what we're trying to do here. And we're doing this through a collaborative process. About a year ago, it goes actually past that. It goes back to when we decided to build the new Casa Kitchen. So the city of Albuquerque has a brand new, beautiful kitchen called the Casa Kitchen, and it's over off of I-25. When that was done, then the John Marshall Kitchen became available, and it was in pretty rough shape. And Commissioner Hart, Stebbins, and a few others had come to us and said, why can't we take that and repurpose that older kitchen into doing something good for the community? So the city said sure, and it's taken us a while to get there, but the county put in the $30,000, I believe, Commissioner, to do the original renovations on the kitchen. And now we have the capability to do more for our boss, for you. And that's what we're trying to do. We also have great people from the community here who are putting these meals together. We want to thank all of the staff that put these together. These meals are being put together for $3 a piece. And if you look at it, it's sloppy joes, it's carrots, it's bananas. It looks really good. A glass of milk as well. So it's a great value for everyone involved. I know that Rhubarb and Elliott is our local food vendor, so thank you. Who's here from Rhubarb and Elliott? So thank you, folks, for doing that. Let's give them a round of applause. But also from our Family and Community Services, Arnold Sena. Arnold, thank you so much for everything you've done. Charmaine Gutierrez, Elaine Martinez, Gina Ortega, everybody has really pitched in to do this. I'll let some of the other speakers give you all the basic numbers of how many students we're going to serve, but for all intents and purposes, we went from a $20,000 pilot program last year. We renovated the kitchen. It worked so well that we expanded it. This year, we think it's going to be tenfold of that. So it's we try things out. We make sure that they work, and when they do, we go out and do them in a bigger and larger scale. So I'm excited to be here today. I'm really excited to meet all of our students and our future leaders that are in the room with us today. So thank you, students, for being here and participating in your first press conference. You look great, and we're glad that you're here. With that, I'm going to bring up Commissioner Hart Stebbins. Am I doing that, or are you doing it?
You know, you did such a wonderful job.
I want to bring up Commissioner Maggie Hart Stebbins. This is really something that she's worked diligently on. This has taken us a while to get here, but I appreciate your leadership on this as well and your partnership. So with that, Commissioner Hart Stebbins.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And I really can't say how pleased I am and how moved I am to be standing here today and seeing all of you receiving these beautiful, healthy, substantive meals. Jenny, Ramo, and I were speaking this morning about when we first started this discussion, and we couldn't remember whether it was 2 years ago or 3 years. I think it might have been 2. It only feels like 3. But whenever that was, I got a call from Jennifer Ramo, and when she calls, I answer the phone because no one knows better than Jenny or New Mexico Appleseed the extent of hunger in this community. And no one has done more, I think, in this state to address hunger issues than Jenny. So I want to say thank you to start, because without you, this project would not have taken place. So Jenny called, she said, you know, the USDA is starting a new program where they can provide an after-school meal instead of an after-school snack for children who are coming to our community centers. And she said, how can we make that happen in this community? You know, because we recognize that for some children in our community, the meals they get either at school or at the community centers are the only meal they'll get until the next day when they get to school again. And so we wanted to make that meal as substantive and as nutritious as possible. So I, of course, was game, and we reached out to Rob and Otten at the city to look at how the city could participate, and came up with an idea that we could repurpose that the city could repurpose the John Marshall kitchen. The county was willing to put in $40,000 to equip that kitchen, modernize it to make it useful by the equipment to make this project possible. And here we are today. You know, I think, you know, it's been said that in life, one of the most sacred things in life is to give bread to the hungry. And here we are today, you know, really addressing hunger in this community. And with all the frustration and all the delays, you know, being here today and seeing this makes it all worthwhile. So I want to thank all of our partners. You know, when we talk about public-private partnerships, this is a perfect example. We have federal government, state government, city government, county government, APS, in the private sector, Rhubarb and Elliott, New Mexico Appleseed and their board of directors. So this is what we're talking about. This is how we combine our resources to really have an impact in our community. So I want to thank all of our partners, and again, thank New Mexico Appleseed for inspiring this great project. Thank you.
Our final speaker today will be Jenny Ramo, from the Executive Director of Appleseed. We just really appreciate her ideas and her energy and her drive to get this done. Without her input, we probably wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much, and please welcome.
You should stop taking my calls. First of all, this is so exciting. You know, one of the things that is so wonderful, and we travel, and as New Mexico Appleseed's executive director, we travel around the state, and what we've figured out quite quickly is that our children are as smart and capable and gorgeous and wonderful as any other state, and what they need is really the right fuel. And one of the things we know is that New Mexico is #1 in child hunger, and there's just no reason for it. There are so many opportunities and tools and interventions to make sure our kids get exactly the right nutrition that they need to grow stronger and bigger and thrive. This is really wonderful. Let me first just say a big thank you to Maggie Hart Stebbins with the county, and Vince Murphy, who, yeah, I'm a little shorter, Vince Murphy, who when I called immediately said, oh, absolutely, of course. And Robin Otten, who was also on our board and was working with the city at the time and knew what a big issue hunger was and knew that they had this wonderful kitchen to redo. But this has been such an amazing collaboration in terms of everyone really trying their best to make sure this happened. And it's so exciting to see these kids here who are as beautiful and smart as any other kids eating these meals and knowing that when they go home they might not have that food, and so that they're getting it here. We are just so proud to be a part of this and just so pleased that this is happening all over Albuquerque and Bernalillo County, and we are looking forward to seeing this expand, which I believe it will as it unfolds. Another great part of this is that Rhubarb and Elliot is here, and what they're doing is providing genuinely healthy meals. We hear a lot about meals in our communities, our school meals, and what these are is a totally different idea. They're whole grains when they can be, they're meat, it's protein, it's the right kind of food for our kids, not junk food. So I'm just genuinely pleased and overwhelmed to see all these meals being served, and thank you again to all the partners. It really is exciting.